Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to do an unboxing of the Mandalorian faction pack for Star Wars: The Deck Building game. So this is the second expansion for the game. The first one was the Clone Wars, which also could be used as a core set as well.
But to
And
me, interesting enough, this adds one faction or one thing that has been anticipated by us.
right, so yeah, so right now this is the game is 1v1, or when you got the Clone Wars, you can make it 2v2, so you can have a team of two players on each side. This may have a different player number count. Let's
Yes.
find out.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, so we got the cards, which we'll get to, and the rule booklet, which will lower the camera here a little bit. All right. So a quick expansion overview. The Mandalorian faction pack comes with everything you need to add the Mandalorian faction to your copy of Star Wars Deck Building game. It has 10 base cards, 10 starter cards, 30 galaxy cards, and one double-sided Balance of the Force card. Cards from the Mandalorian faction can be identified by the faction symbol. And it also includes 19 additional neutral cards, 3 base cards, 15 galaxy cards, and 1 pipe repulsor train. These cards are only used in the new 3-player game mode introduced in this expansion. They can be identified by the 3-player only designations.
Okay.
So yeah, so now you can the like our main group is 3 players, so it's like Star Wars is always, if someone doesn't show up, or
Or one person has to play
Play.
two hands,
Yeah.
which
Yeah,
doesn't really feel right.
right. But so this is you don't, you're competing against 2 players instead of having a teammate, or 1v1. So yeah, so for standard play, the rules is just the same. You do a 1v1, you just choose a faction to replace the Mandalorians. You will choose the faction's base deck and starter deck. You'll just swap it out with the Mandalorian. Remove, so like if you're saying the Rebels versus the Mandalorian, you would just pull the Empire cards out and build the Galaxy deck that way and play the game normal. There's a little overlay that you would put on the Balance of the Force that came in that game. So there should, yeah. So this is just a half size one. And so, yeah, you would just cover it over the Empire side, and, now you have Rebels versus Mandalorian. Um, but if you play three players, that out is, so this would be off to the side. I don't have one with me, but you would have like the Rebel and the Empire board here, and then this would stick out. So you have a little T formation going.
Yep.
And the way you set this up is a 3-player game mode. Each player picks a different faction and places their 10-card base and a starter base in front of them. Each player replaces their starter base with a neutral base, which we'll show here in a minute, and then return each faction. So we do not use the original starter bases. So we have these new neutral bases instead. Then the next thing we do is each player gathers their 30 galaxy cards.
She's so cute.
And you're going to randomly divide them into 2 stacks of 15. And then you're going to build 3 galaxy decks. So if we got player A, B, and C here, we're going to have one that's A and B, one for A and C, and one's B and C. So if you ever play the game between 2 cities, it's kind of like that. You'll have
You've got something going on between a person on either side of you.
Right.
And you can't affect, typically, by default, you can't affect what's on the opposite side.
Right. Yeah, so if I'm playing the Mandalorian and Dirk's playing the Rebels and James is playing the Empire, I would have a Galaxy roll with James that would have Empire Mandalorian cards, and then I would have a Galaxy roll with Dirk, which would have Mandalorian and Rebel cards. And then Dirk has mine, of course, that I just mentioned, and then he would have one with James that would have Rebel and Empire cards.
Yeah, and Dave couldn't affect the Rebel and Empire cards without something
Yeah, there's
specifically
some,
stating that.
yeah, there may be some cards in here that let you do it, but the normal rules is no, you cannot. Yeah, and then here it just talks about the AB Galaxy, AC Galaxy, and BC Galaxy. And then we have this Pike repair repulsor train that's 7 fights. So this is, I can't read on this, but we'll see it when we see the card. We'll give you some kind of reward. If you just want to, if you have fight that you just don't want to use. Because one thing with this game now is if I weaken Dirk's base significantly, say, but I couldn't finish it off, then James could turn around and, you know, complete what I had started. Now, if Dirk is winning the game, that might not be a bad idea just to keep Dirk from winning, but otherwise, I'm giving James, I'm giving him victory,
Yeah.
and it's not helping my cause because it's like good old first edition D&D. It's like whoever gets the final blow gets the XP.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a competitive model.
Yeah.
You're kind of on the same team, but you're still at the same time competing.
Yeah. Because you need to work together to a point, but there can only be one victor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So here it's showing the little T with the rebels and the empire. And then
Yeah, and that neutral space in the middle here will be shared by all players.
Yeah,
So
all
that
three.
is the true neutral.
yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, so you see that this neutral half is tucked underneath the.
Yeah, you tuck it underneath like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
You can't see like that.
Okay. And so then on the galaxy rows, there instead of 6 cards across, it's 4 cards. So you actually have access to 8 cards instead of 6, like you do in a normal 1v1 game. And then they talk about who goes first and all that stuff. So
Did it already mention the splitting up the neutral cards between
Yeah,
the three?
yeah. Okay, yeah. So here's the kind of a layout. Let's see if I can get that all on the screen, or pretty much most of it. So you can see there's the T, and then there's the 3 galaxy rows, and then each player's set up with the resource cubes and their starter base and all that stuff. So
I would probably actually lay it this way, but instead of out, but just for table space. But as long as you've got the 3 separated, you're fine.
yeah, I mean, well, this is, this will be like this person sitting at the end of the table, and these 2 people are across from each other. Or
Yeah.
something, so like the way you have your table, it'd be like that.
Okay.
That makes more sense because you usually sit there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, and one thing I remember hearing about when I saw the playthrough. So to win, you have to capture 5 bases, I believe. Does it talk about that in
Is it
here?
5? It's 5 total, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's 4 from one and 1 from the other, or all from one.
No. It does. It does. No. So
Gotta be at least 2 and 3.
so you have to, yeah. So a neutral base in your victory pile counts towards your minimum of 5, but does not count towards the 2 you need from each opponent's faction. So yeah, so if I'm playing the Mandalorian, I would need to get 2 rebel bases, 2 empire bases,
And another base.
another base, which could be the neutral base. But that does to count towards the 5. But if I have 3, if I have all, well, I guess I would only have 2. If I have the other 2 neutral bases, that's okay. Great, one of them counts towards my 5, but the second neutral base doesn't do anything for me for winning the game. And one thing with the neutral bases, yeah. So like I said, we start with the neutral bases. Yeah. So the first player to have a minimum of 5 bases in their victory pile with at least 2 bases from each opponent wins the game. Okay. And then they're just FAQs, and 3-player questions, which of course if you buy the game, you can look those up. And then we got the credits and playtesters and all that fun stuff. And the licensing from Lucas Limited. All right, so let's take a look at the cards. So are these the starter cards?
Those are. Look at we got the different back. That's how I separated those.
These are the bases.
Yeah, those are.
All right, so let's start with the basics, I guess. So these are, which was this, okay. So if you're playing, we're gonna lower the camera here. All right, so if you're playing standard 1v1 or 2v2, and you're using the Mandalorian faction, then you would have this base as your starter base. And it functions the same as the others. It has 8 health, and you start the game with this base, and that's Concord Dawn. Then we have Mandalore, which is the Great Forge. When you reveal Mandalore, purchase a Mandalorian or neutral card from the Galaxy row for free and add it to your hand. And it's got 2. You're going to see these are similar to the other bases the other factions have. There are probably some slight tweaks.
Oh, these are the Mandalorian bases.
Yeah, but yeah, Navarro is the Bounty Hunters Guild. When you defeat a non-permanent target in the Galaxy row, draw 1 card, and that's 14. So that's when you do your bounty hunting, and you can take out the opposite faction's card. That's how you can get rid of it.
I guess in a way you're deleting them.
Yeah. All right.
So our Vala 7 here on the hunt. So when your turn begins, if the force marker is on the neutral space, you get 1 force. If it's
Not
not,
one economy.
oh, on economy. Oh, sorry. Oh, which was the force is the, okay, I know. Okay. If it's not, move the force marker 1 space toward neutral. That's
Yeah.
right.
So yeah, I remember when FFG did their playthrough.
This one's got 16 hit points.
Yeah, I remember when FFG did their playthrough. So one thing the Mandalorian likes is to have the force at the exact neutral spot. They get some of their cards become more powerful if they can keep it at the exact neutral spot.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool because that feels very thematic for the Mandalorians.
Right. Yeah, because they don't really use the force per se. I mean, there was a force wielder who had the black blade, but for the most part, the Mandalorians don't care about the force. Okay, then we got Trask, which is a rocket pack hijack. When you reveal Trask, choose a capital ship in the Galaxy row. You can use your units to attack that ship this turn. If you destroy it, purchase it for free and add it to your hand.
Okay. And so now of note here, and I don't know, Dave may have already mentioned this while I was sorting cards, but if it mentions the capital or the Galaxy row in a 3-player game, it's talking about one of the ones you have access to.
Yes. And yeah, it comes in with 14 hit points. So yeah, this is kind of cool because because normally you can't target capital ships in the Galaxy row. With this, you can use your attack. If you defeat, say, a Star Destroyer, for example, then you can turn around and now you have an Empire card in your deck. That's a capital ship working for you.
Yep.
So they actually,
Come on, girl. Over here.
they actually, which kind of is appropriate. So if you watch the Mandalorian show where they had captured that light cruiser, where they ended up using it the next season. So that was pretty cool. Okay.
All right, then we've got Concordia. So this one has the Great Purge. When you reveal it, you exile up to 3 cards from your hand or discard pile. I love this card. So this one has 12 hit points. So this one's basically another one for just a reskin of the starter one from the base game.
Yeah. Then we have Tatooine. We have Mos Plego. When you play a neutral card for the first time each turn, draw a card, and that's 14 health.
We've got Tython. So this one has the Seeing Stone. So whenever you reveal it, you move the force marker to the neutral space. And this one has 14.
Okay. Then we got Kalvala, Castle Kriz. When you play a trooper, repair 1 damage from this space, and it comes in with 18 health. And the last space.
The last one is Glavis Ringworld. So this one is secret and covert. While it is your base, you spend 1 fewer resource on the first Mandalorian card you purchase each turn, and it's got 16 hit points.
All right, let's look at the starter cards. Okay, so this, oh no, that,
Mandalorian
yep. Okay. So yeah, we have a Mandalorian. Oh, let's raise this up a little bit. All right, so we have a Mandalorian soldier. We have probably 2 copies because it's standard. Provides 2 fight, and it's a trooper, and it's the same. It's the equivalent of the rebel troopers and stormtroopers and stuff. And then we've got what is it? 6?
The shuttle, yeah, 7, I thought.
7, yeah.
Oh, 7, yeah.
Yeah, so it's 7 Mandalorian shuttles, provides 1 economy, and it's the equivalent of the shuttles from the other
And
faction.
that's a transport. And then we have Child of the Watch here. So this is the so it's whenever you play it, you can choose to either gain 1 fight, 1 resource, or 1 force this turn. So you can use it for any of them.
Yeah.
And you've got 1 copy of this one, and that is the well, it depends on which set it is.
Yeah,
So
it's a unique character for each
Yeah.
one. But yeah, so as you can see, the starter deck is the equivalent of the other faction starter decks. Okay, so now we got 2 sets of cards. So first we're just going to do the Galaxy Row cards before we do the 3-player.
Okay, so we'll do the Mandalorian cards here. So
Okay,
that.
so we got 2 copies of a Foundling, cost 1, provides 2 economy. Exile this unit to add the next bounty hunter or trooper you purchase this turn to your hand, and the enemy faction would spend 1 fight to gain 1 economy.
All right, then we've got Paz Vizsla. It's 2 fight, and they're a trooper. You can spend up to 3 resources to gain 1 fight for each resource spent this way. That's pretty nice. And the enemy, if they defeat it with 2, they get a reward of 1 force.
Okay. Your 2 copies of Clan Kreese Commando. He costs 2. He provides 2 fight. He's a trooper. If the force marker is on the neutral space, deal 2 damage to your opponent's base. So that's really nice because, like I said, this is where he wants to be true neutral. So you could bypass any capital ships and just do 2 points of damage to the base.
Yep.
But it has to be at the true neutral spot. And of course, the other person is trying to get the force on their side. Then the enemy has to do 2 fight, and then you can exile 1 card from your hand or discard pile.
Okay. Then we've got 2 copies of the Ballatur Swoop Rider. This is a trooper unit. It provides 2 economy. And then whenever you purchase a card, you can move the force marker 1 space toward neutral. So this is one of the ways you manipulate it. And then for the enemy side, if they use 2 fight, they get to exile 1 card from their hand or discard.
Now, one thing I really like about that card is, like, if the force is closer to your side, you're actually pushing the force away from you to get it to neutral. Or if the force is on the opponent's side, then you're bringing it down. So you're like gaining a force or you're losing a force, whatever you need to get it into neutral.
Yep.
Which I thought was kind of cool. So we got Axis Wolves. Yeah, Wolves, he's unique. He costs 3, provides 3 fight. Place him on top of the Galaxy deck to move the force marker to the neutral space. So you just automatically put it on the neutral space. And he goes on top of the Galaxy. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he actually leaves your hand, and then you have to buy him back if you want to use him again.
Right, but that's
He's interesting, but it's a great ability.
it's a great way to get it onto the neutral space. And then the enemy provides 3 fight and gains 2 force. Yeah, so you might be able to get away with this once. Then I think your opponent is probably going to stop that nonsense. You know?
All right. So then we've got 2 copies of the Mandalorian Hunter. So this is a bounty hunter unit. They provide 3 fight. And if the force is with you, you can move the force marker to the neutral space, which is pretty sweet. And then they'll gain 1 fight for each space the force marker moved this way. So this one, actually, if you've got a way to move it towards you a little bit first, then you can turn around and push it back and gain some fight out of it.
Yeah, like the Child of the Watch.
Yeah. And so this one, then, if if the enemy defeats it with 3, then they get to gain 2 force. And there was 2 copies that I can't remember if I said that or not.
I think you did. 2 copies of this guy. Yep. All right, so we got 2 copies of the Survivor Lane Skib. It costs 3, and choose move the force marker to the neutral space or gain 3 economy. So again, like I said, there's lots of fun ways to get into the neutral space, and if you can keep it at the neutral space, hey, then you get payday. And
Payday's good.
And the enemy can spend 3 fight to gain 3 money.
All right, then we've got 3 copies of the captured Gozanti cruiser. So this is a capital ship. Whenever it's out, it provides 2 resources. And if a force marker is on the neutral space, then you get to draw a card. So if any time during your turn. And then it has a defensive 3.
Okay. All right. Then we got Casca Reeves, cost 4 for fight. cost of Reeves can attack a neutral unit in the galaxy row using that unit's cost as a target value. If you defeat that unit, gain money equal to its cost. And then the opponent can spend 4 to gain 3 force.
All right.
So one thing that's kind of interesting I'm noticing is, like I said, the Mandalorian faction likes to put it at neutral, but a lot of
A lot of the
enemy-
rewards, yeah.
for a lot of the rewards for the opponent is moving the force dramatically.
All right, so we've got 2 copies here of the Mandalorian Hijacker. This is a trooper unit. It costs 4, it provides 4 fight. And then this unit can attack a capital ship in the galaxy row. Again, if you destroy it, you exile this unit to purchase that ship for free and add it to your hand. And then if he is defeated with 4 fight by the enemy, they gain 3 force. 2 copies of that one.
All right. Then we got 2 copies of a Protectorate Fighter. It costs 4, provides 4 fight. When you purchase this unit, add it to your hand and draw 1 card if the force marker is on the neutral space. And then the opponent spend 4 fight to gain $4.
All right. Now, we've been waiting for him.
Yeah.
Here he comes, the Mandalorian. This is a bounty hunter unit, costs 5. He provides 5 fight. And when he defeats a target in the galaxy row, you can choose a card in your discard pile and put that card on top of your deck or exile it. So that's actually pretty sweet. You get to choose to either get a great card back, or if you don't have a great card or you're trying, to thin your deck, then you can just exile it instead. So I love that ability on that one. And then if the enemy defeats him with 5, then they will gain 3 economy and 2 force.
And then we got Groku,
The child.
who costs 5. He provides 3 fight and he provides 2 force. And then draw 1 card. 2 cards instead if you have the Mandalorian in play.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, you play the Mandalorian to get Groku using Mandalorian's ability.
Yeah.
So you get these 2 together. And then your opponent spends 5 fight to gain 3 money and 2 force. And then you go tisk tisk for killing Groku. It's like, how dare you kill him?
I don't know, man. That's a heck of an incentive, though. All right. Then we have 2 copies of the Gauntlet Dropship. So this is a transport unit, costs 5. It provides 3 fight and 2 resources. And whenever you play it, you reveal the top 5 cards of your deck and add a revealed trooper to your hand. And so that's actually pretty nice, but you got to time it right because you have to know what the 5 cards are. And as a reward, you can, if the enemy defeats it with 5, they can exile 2 cards from their hand or discard pile.
Okay. All right. Then we have 2 copies of a capital ship. The Arquentis Command Cruiser costs 5, provide 1 fight, 2 money. And while the cruiser is in play, each of your troopers gain +1 fight. And it has a defensive 5.
Is that what it looked like in the show? The back end of it? I kind of like that. Was kind of cool looking one. I don't
Yeah,
remember looking
well,
at it.
that looked like a light cruiser. Yeah.
All right, then we've got the Armorer. So the Armorer, she's got 6 cost. She provides 3 fight and 3 resources. She is a trooper unit, and she can repair 3 damage from your base, 5 instead if the force marker is on the neutral space. And then, if the enemy spends 5 fight or 6 fight, their reward is 3 resources and 3 force.
Yep. Then we got Din's Starfighter. Cost 6 fighter. If the force marker is on the neutral space, destroy a capital ship your opponent has in play.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good.
Take that, X-Wings.
No kidding.
And then if the opponent spends 6, which they would just let you have this, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
3 money and 3 force. It's like, why would you attack that ship in the Galaxy Row? It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, then we have the Razor Crest. So the Razor Crest here, this is a transport unit, costs 7. It provides 4 fight and 3 resources. And whenever you play it, you can add the next bounty hunter or trooper you purchase this turn to your hand. And then if the enemy defeats it with 7, they can purchase a card of their faction for free. So this one, they may not necessarily want to spend 7. I mean, yes, it's great to prevent you from getting the ability, but if there's nothing out there they want, but if they've got something out there that they want, oh yeah, they're going after it.
Yeah, but no, that's a powerful ship.
Yeah,
the
it is.
Mandalorians have though.
It is.
Yeah.
It is a very powerful ship, but depending on what they're after. But if they've got something they want, oh yeah, that's great.
They can get the Millennium Falcon for only 7, right?
Yep.
Then we
Got
got
7 fight.
yeah, for fight. Yeah, exactly. So we got Bo-Katan. She cost 8, 6 fight, 2 money. She's a trooper. If the force marker is on the neutral space, add a Mandalorian card in your discard pile to your hand. Can you say Mandalorian himself or Grogu?
Yeah. No.
And then if the opponent spends 8, gains 4 money and 4 force.
Okay. So yeah, I'm glad to see that they've got some of the named characters in there, and they're definitely really nice abilities for them. But yeah, that Mandalorian Grogu combo seems sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely makes sense though, considering who they are in the show.
All right, so now we're going to go into the 3-player rules. So the first thing we do is everybody will replace their starting base with one of these neutral bases. Yeah, so now we're going to the 3-player rules. So we replace your starter base with one of these, and they're all 3 the same except for the name. So this is Dantooine. It's a primary target. When an opponent damages this base for the first time each turn, they draw a card and it has 12 power. So the idea is to kind of encourage you to split your fight between both opponents so you can draw more cards,
Yes.
at least for the first base. But, so yeah, so then we have Lothal and Concord Dawn, and they all do the same thing. They all have 12 health, and it's the same power.
Okay, and they don't matter who gets which ones.
Right. Well, that's
random.
Well, thematic, or
Yeah,
or
you
you
got
can
thematic,
thematically
or
choose it. Yeah.
Randomly. Okay.
All right.
So
Then the other thing with 3-player is we've got these 19 cards. I think they said that we add. Okay. Well, first we have the Pike Repulsor Train. So this is a card that's going to always stay out. It's a permanent 7 fight. This unit cannot leave play. Each player can bounty hunt, sabotage. So bounty hunt, sabotage is the same thing. Bounty hunt is like what the Empire does, and sabotage is what the Rebels do. But it's the same power. It's attacking something in the galaxy realm.
yeah, so this one kind of reminds me a little bit of Clank, how you've got the one
Yeah.
creature that you can
Yeah,
attack every turn.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like the Goblin in Clank.
Yeah.
So each player can bounty hunt / sabotage this unit as if it was in their galaxy row, and draw an additional card at the end of your turn. So if you've got some fight that you don't want to like weaken the opponent's base, say for example, because it's like if I do that, it's just gonna let Dirk defeat James's base. So I'd rather have an extra card in my hand next turn than helping Dirk, defeat that base. So I'll spend my 7 fight to attack the Pike Repulsor Train.
Yeah, and kind of what I look like this in the 3-player game. The other thing is like at the beginning of the game, you probably don't have the 7 fight, but you get that extra draw from the base.
Yeah.
But then later in the game, once you get 7 fight, those starter bases are probably gone. So this is how you're going to get your extra card draw there.
Right, because inevitably what happens is you have a bunch of fight and you don't have a bunch of your opponent's cards in the galaxy row to bounty hunt, and you're like, what do we do with it?
Yeah, and you defeat their current base, and
Yeah,
you're sitting there with, you spent 1 to defeat their base, and you got like 15 left.
So I spend 1 to defeat the base and then hit this twice and you'll get 2 extra cards.
Yep.
All right, so that's the Pike Repulsor Train. So yeah, if you're playing 1v1, you would just use the neutral cards that come with whatever starter set you're using, whether it's the Clone Wars or the starter box. If you're playing the 3-player game, then these cards are going to get added to whatever neutral set you're doing. And you're going to shuffle the neutral cards and split them between the 3 galaxy rows. So this is cards to complete that set. So we got 15 new 3-player cards.
Yeah, so
the first one is the Aquash Raider. He costs 1. He provides 2 fight. He's a scoundrel. When this unit attacks and damages an opponent base, gain 2 money. So this can even count with the starter base too. So you get there and you get to draw a card and you get $2. That's pretty nice.
and there's 2 copies of this one.
2 copies of him. Okay.
Okay, the next we've got Kalimato. So she costs 2. She provides 2 resources. She is a scoundrel unit. She can repair 2 damage from a base or capital ship, and if you repair damage from an opponent card this way, you get to gain 2 resources.
Yeah, so now that's another kind of interesting thing is sometimes you might want to help your opponent. Like I don't have anything damaged, but James does, and Dirk's really concentrating on beating up on James's ship. I can repair James's ship, repair 2 points so that his base survives a little longer so that I can kill it.
Yeah.
And I get 2 bucks for helping him. All right. Then we got a Carillion transport. It costs 2, provides 2 money. Give control of the ship to an opponent to purchase a neutral card from the galaxy row between your opponents. So this is one of the cards where you can actually affect the galaxy row that you normally can't get. But it's only a neutral card. But it does allow you to get access to a neutral card, like say Jabba the Hutt is in the one that you can't get access to. It's like, oh, all right, well, I'll purchase Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, you do have to give it to somebody else, but
Yeah, but that would be worth it to to get Jabba the Hutt when you find out you would normally not have access to him. And there's 2 copies.
Okay, the next we've got Quill. This is cost 3, provides 1 of each, a fight, a resource, and a force. You choose an opponent. You and that player each place a card from your respective discard piles on top of your respective decks. So basically is you've got, you're going to have to pick one of the opponents to get a benefit. So you're going to pick whoever is either the weakest or you're not in a position to do anything to right now to be able to play this. But I mean, it provides 1 of each. So that's actually pretty nice there.
Yeah, so one thing Caleb mentioned in the live stream was like there's a lot of times where I mean it's not in the rule book, but you're making deals. It's like, hey, I won't attack your base and you don't attack my base. Let's have kind of a truce until we can, weaken the empire.
Because that always works out in your favor.
Well, eventually you're going to betray each other at some point, but but in the meantime, it's like this could be part of your treaty. It's like, yeah, okay. Go ahead, Dirk, you get to put a card, from your discard pile on top of your deck, and I get to as well, All right, then we have the Quarren Freighter. There's 2 copies, cost 3, 1 fight, 1 money. Give control of this ship to an opponent to draw a card. So this is a kind of a little cheaper way. There's a little more, again, it was a little more powerful base, I guess, or capital ship. So you're giving up a capital ship to get a card draw, but you could do this when it has like say 1 point of damage left on it or something even, So it's like, it's gonna drop as soon as one of you guys take your turn. So sure, I'll give it to you. It's got 1 hit point left, and I'll draw a card.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure this one, it'll stay in play because it's control and keep its damage. But I haven't actually looked at the rules to validate that. Did they show that in the live stream anywhere?
No, but it doesn't. It doesn't say what.
Yeah, I would imagine it keeps any damage it's got and just goes under your control.
And then of course, then when it's defeated, it goes in that player's deck.
Yep.
So you can make someone's deck bigger that doesn't want their deck bigger.
Yeah. I can just see this happening to me.
So then we got Cobb Vanth. He costs 4, 2 fight, 2 money. He's an officer. Choose an opponent. You and that player each draw a card. So this is still part of that truce that you've got going with your one of your opponents.
Yeah, much more effective if you've actually got 2 opponents.
No, these can only be used.
Oh, I know, but you can always eliminate somebody and still have that in your hand.
Yeah.
Then you're giving it to the person you're directly fighting. I might not play him at that point.
Well, there's no elimination. It's you go until someone gets the 5 bases.
Yeah.
All right, then we got a Pirate Snub Fighter, costs 4 fight. It's a fighter. When this unit attacks and damages an opponent base, that player discards 1 card from their hand and 2 copies.
Yeah, 2 copies of this one.
Okay, so again, making them discard cards, that's always fun.
All right, then we've got the IG-88 Bounty Hunter droid.
IG-11.
Or IG-11, sorry, IG-80. IG-11, well, it like went out of focus there for a second. It messed me up. I'm sticking by my guns. All right, so it costs 5. He provides 5 fight, and then whenever he defeats a target in the galaxy row, you can reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 1 revealed unique unit to your hand. So what is it? So you do reveal them, so I'm assuming that means you're shuffling.
Defeat a target in the galaxy row. reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add it. Yeah. So if there is a revealed unique in that top 5 that you draw, then you get that.
Right, but you real, so you just shuffle everything else back. I'm assuming,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Okay.
I want to double check the reveal rules. All right, then we got a Gorian Shard, not a Gorian Shard.
There's just one of them.
Yeah, it costs 5, 3 fight, 2 money. Place the next neutral card you purchase this turn on top of your deck. If the force is with you, add that card to your hand instead.
Oh, that's nice. So
that was the last card.
nope, there's still a couple more. So we have a Shards Corsair. So this capital ship is unique. So there's it costs 6. It provides 2 fight and 2 resources while it's in play. It's got defensive 6, and whenever it's destroyed by an opponent, you deal 2 damage to that player's base. So this is one. So it's defensive, but if they get rid of it, which they've got to get rid of it to get to your base, then it actually will damage them as well. So they got to be careful with that one. All right, and then the final card we've got here
is Grief Karga. He costs 7, 4 fight, 3 money. He's a scoundrel. Spend money equal to the cost of a unit in your discard pile to add it to your hand. Oh, nice. You must exile that unit at the end of your turn. But this
so it's a one shot on it.
It's a one shot on it, but if that's enough to give you enough fight to put you over the edge, or because
that definitely sounds like a base killer right there.
Yeah,
that's when you want to use that ability.
Yeah, definitely. All right. So so that was the Mandalorian faction pack and the new 3-player rules. So I'm really looking forward to this. I really like that how thematic where you want the base to, or you want the force to be at the exact neutral space, and then the opponent, to prevent that, can bounty hunt to get swingy force changes.
Yeah, no, I do. I think that's the part that I actually like the most about it too, is the fact that you're trying to go for that neutrality with this. But I mean, even independent of the Mandalorian faction as well, I mean, just the 3-player ability, and the fact that it feels like it's actually a very well thought through 3-player one, because I was a little bit worried with it. But I like the way that it's got the 3 separate galaxy rows, and you have access to 2 of them at any given time.
Yeah, and then this,
so I thought that was cool.
And then this, we got the Mandalorian on one side, and we have a neutral on the other side. So if you decide to do a 3-player game without the Mandalorian factor, if you say you want Rebels versus Empire versus Separatists, you could do that.
Yep.
Because you just add the neutral cards, and then you would just have this for, like the Separatists.
Yeah, so now what the question, flip over to the Mandalorian side, because we've got the fight. Oh no, he's still, or the 1 resource, he does still get it. Yeah. So I was just wondering if that was different. I didn't even notice.
Even though the Mandalorian faction does want it on the pure, you could
true neutral, but if you start the game as the Mandalorian, you can still get a benefit if it stays there by the time it's your turn.
Well, and every time you play Grogu, you're going to gain a force.
Yeah.
So there's times where it's going to get knocked off the center, or heaven forbid, you don't see any of those cards to get to the true neutral. You just have to play it without that ability.
Yeah, it would be nice, if all the cards gave you the option to move it one way or the other. That might have been kind of cool, or at least some of the cards to where you can choose which way to move it.
I think that might have been a little too powerful.
Yeah, that maybe just a card or two do it or something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have some that move it,
Yeah.
So we got quite a few cards that move, and I like.
Well, yeah, no, they move it, but they move it based off of something you don't choose. It's not a choice.
Right. But I also like there's some where you can jump to the middle too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting way. So, when you're playing the Mandalorian, even if you're not trying to get the true neutral necessarily on a turn, it's like you put it on true neutral just to stop one of your opponents from getting the extra resource every turn.
Yeah, because I'll be playing and I don't really care where the force is at, because the way my deck's built, it doesn't really affect my deck at all. But it's like I do not want the other player to have it.
Right. And so you're waiting for this card so you can move the force.
Yeah, and that drives me nuts.
Yeah. So, because anyone can move the force one spot, when this card of their faction shows up. But the fact that the Mandalorian faction could just say, okay, I'm jumping straight to the middle, and you're actually helping that person as well, because the forces jump 3 spots,
Yeah.
towards them as well. So there is kind of a trade-off. All right.
Yeah, now I am kind of interested to see how the difference between a 3-player game with the Mandalorian faction in versus not having the Mandalorian faction, and seeing how much, that plays into the fight for the Force with the other 2 players.
Yeah.
How much, because so in a normal 3-player game, everybody wants the Force to get the Mandalorians. They want it in the middle, but you still got the other 2 fighting for it. So I'm just kind of interested to see how that plays out, because of course, brand new, we haven't had a chance to play that many games with it yet, right? In fact, at all. So
Yeah. So James, when we see you in January for when we weren't getting to the cruise, definitely have to get a 3-player game in.
yeah, he won't be on the cruise with us, but we are meeting up with him.
Yeah, we're going to be at the hotel a couple days
So-
early. Yeah, so if anyone's going on the Dice Tower cruise, we will be at the hotel a couple days early as well, and I'm going to bring this game with me and a couple other games as well.
I'll probably bring in, this is the one that we picked up. We played last year that I had a lot of fun with. Works really good for multiplayer. It's called The Gang. It's like it's cooperative poker. It's interesting.
Yeah, and then I don't know, maybe there is a certain another space opera IP game that Dirk will bring.
What could that be?
I don't know, but that you'll have to watch our cruise preview video when we record it, when we get closer to the
Or if you don't want to wait that long, you could always go back, and we've got a top 10 games or something.
Yeah,
right?
it might be on.
Yeah, it
pretty
might be
high
on there.
the list. Yeah, so actually, this game could be pretty high on Dirk's list too. Then, or we check out that top 10 top 10 game list. All right. Well, anyways, yeah, and even before this faction came out, he had it down his top 10. And
I did.
yep. All right. Thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see you.